Good afternoon or good evening, everybody. If I have not had the pleasure to meet you at this time, my name is Renee Kumiega, and I am the very proud principal of Cloverbank Elementary School. You'll hear me say that a bunch of times at events this year, and I make no apologies for it. I'm super proud of this building, the children, and being a part of this community with our families. So welcome to Parent Information Night. A couple of years ago, we decided to start doing this. When you arrive for Parent Information Night, you're going to be able to go right to the classroom. There will be a 30-minute presentation, and then you are welcome to head down to the foyer where there'll be staff from the intervention team, our special areas, a table with PTA with information, and myself in case you have any questions. We used to do another 30-minute meeting in the auditorium, but we know families are busy. We also know sometimes the things I talk about in those meetings aren't really applicable at that time. So we started last year with this video, and I ask you to download it or keep it anywhere on your computer in case you have a question about anything that we're talking about. In general, what I'm going to review is our parent reference guide. Okay, so back to Parent Information Night. When you come in to Parent Information Night, go right to the classrooms. After, like I said, join me down in the foyer. In the foyer, we will have tables set up, Chromebook set up to help you. There'll be information. There'll be our September calendar. There will be this parent reference manual I give out to the kindergarten families. I give it out every year because we update it every year. You notice it looks a little different than the ones I sent out last year. Just some with enhanced information and updates. There'll be parent portal information. There'll be census information. Members of my office staff will be there to help you with anything that you may have, kind of like a one-stop shop. We realize how busy families are, so we want to make sure that we're doing everything that we can that evening when you're here and capture, make the most out of your 30 to 45 minutes here, hence the video, because ain't no one got time to listen to me spout. But save me for reference, friends. I take a lot of notes, so I just want to make sure I said that. Don't forget too, when you're coming to Parent Information Night, you'll be filling out for parent-teacher conferences and signing up. Those are really so incredibly important. You don't have to wait for that time for a conference, but those are really important conference times because they're right around the first marking period. Okay, so a little bit about me. When I started here at Frontier, and even as the principal, there was some right to know legislation. Like, it's your right to know who's working with your children. Each of us start that way still in our Parent Information Night presentation. So just so you are aware, so you know my background, I have a bachelor's in elementary education and a master's in special education. I have a certificate of advanced study in educational leadership. I am certified in elementary education pre-K to 6, special education K to 12, school building leader, and school district leader. And I have done some superintendent's development programming so that I could be the best that I can be for our children, our families, and our teachers. So I am so excited to say I'm starting my 9th year as principal here at Cloverbank Elementary School. And before that, I was a teacher in the district, specifically at Cloverbank, for about 13 years. I believe this is my 21st or 22nd year in education. It is my second career. So I had about a 10-year career in client services and support services in various different sports agencies in the area. So that was great, but I knew my calling was to support and work with children. I have taught both general education and inclusion classrooms. I think I say this, and I think more importantly, I'm a parent of 3 children that have either graduated or currently attend Frontier. So when I told my kindergarten parents, and many of you have told many times, like, I'm living your life. I communicate like I would like to be communicated with, and I'm hopeful that we put together this beautiful Cloverbank community in the eyes of how families need to be supported as well. So don't ever hesitate to ask me or call me or have a difficult conversation for your children. I said to my kindergarten parents, and I'll say to my families for maybe the first time or the 6th time, you are your child's greatest advocate. Do not ever apologize for wanting to have a difficult conversation about your child. Your child is your heart walking around on feet, and we respect that. We are thankful for the privilege of being a part of their lives, and we enjoy I don't want to say enjoy as much as we respect a difficult conversation when we're talking about children, the whole child, and children's growth, both academically and socially and emotionally. So I say that all the time: open door policy, open phone call, open email. Please do not hesitate to give me a call. We might not like what each other has to say, but I promise you we're going to be listening, and we're going to advocate or be, transparent with you. So I said I'm a parent in the district. I am also married to an educator. He's a teacher in the city of Buffalo. So my whole life is education or Frontier Central School District. That's for sure. If you don't catch me here at Cloverbank, I'm usually at the high school at an event, because it's my whole world is Frontier Central. I reside in Lakeview. I'm a proud parent of Pinehurst students. They were Pinehurst students. They went to the middle school. And like I said, the only one that's left is my junior at the high school. My daughter is a teacher, going for her master's, and my middle daughter is a freshman at Brockport going to school for education. So we say that teaching is like the family business, right? So who are we at Cloverbank? We have had a lot of change, both internally and like the outward appearance. If you're walking into, if you haven't been in the building in a little while, we're all freshly painted, including the phys ed wing. We have all these awesome nameplates. It looks a little bit more refined, if you will, a little bit more 2024. And we have this beautiful mural that we put up where we learn like a champion when you walk into door 15. So we hope you enjoy those outward appearance changes. Inward, if you will, internally, we have been working incredibly hard to be at the top of our craft, if you will. We are piloting a new reading series. There's several teachers piloting several of them. We know that just when we think we're doing a great job, we learn more about how children learn how to read. And so we're adapting to that. One of the initiatives in New York State is the MTSS system, or a multi-tiered system of supports. So in essence, that's educational jargon. I hate talking in educational jargon, but in essence, this is where we as an instructional staff ask, how are we supporting your child? Personalized instruction. So we have the New York State standards that we're making sure that our children are attaining or trying to obtain, if you will. But many times students are either meeting or exceeding, or maybe not meeting the standard. And so that's where that multi-system of supports comes into play. You will hear me talk ad nauseum about our intervention team and academic intervention. And those are those specialists that evaluate that data on your child, evaluate your child and how they learn, and then put systems in place to make sure that they're meeting and exceeding the standards, right? We want to do what's best for all children. The district has continued to support that. We have a rather large intervention team, and I will tell you, it's not a question of if your child will see them, it's when, because intervention is incredibly effective proactively. We want to be proactive when it comes to intervention. In the fall, you'll see us doing a lot of reacting to assessment, looking at the standards and seeing where kids may be falling a bit short, and how can we flood the grade levels and the classrooms with those services so that they're prepared. Because the standards are not one-dimensional, they build on top of each other. So we want to make sure that our kids foundationally are very set. So I'll talk a little bit more about the intervention team when I talk about the parent reference manual, but that is a continued initiative. We talked about the culture of reading. We do accelerated reader here to reward kids that are working hard, not just kids that enjoy reading or are really good at reading. Accelerated reader rewards children for their effort. And you'll hear about the 1,000,000-minute challenge that I work with the fifth graders on deciding and celebrating with our students. We also celebrate readers every month at our Clover Club. And then the last continued initiative, if you will, just want to make sure. So we talked about personalized instruction and MTSS. We talked about reading and growing. We talked about the outward appearance of the building. We are continuing with our Clover Club. Clover Club is where we celebrate all things good. We like to catch and reward children doing great things or doing, making great choices, not necessarily focused on the negative. We don't love that. So you'll be hearing your children talking about being a bucket filler, the golden spatula, our celebratory meetings each month, which are called Clover Club. All of those things are celebrating us as a Clover family and making good choices. You will see we spend an awful lot of time on setting that stage, that foundation of what we expect as a Clover family and how we treat each other, because the more we put into it, the more we get out of it for our kids. And we want the kids to see that. Another initiative we worked with really hard, because I know what it's like as a parent, because I know I don't love to double up on your schedules. You will find that we have one building schedule. You will not, hopefully, the conflicts will be minimal this year, especially for my 4th and 5th grade parents. You won't have to choose between intramurals or AIS, or can they do jazz band and intramurals? Are they able to do the drama club? So we worked really hard with the adults that work in our with our clubs to come up with a better schedule, because I know I was asking a lot of people. On that same schedule, we will be adding those builder club projects, the student council projects. I felt like last year I was sending a lot out with not so much continuity. And this year we're going to be really clear about projects that are building based, maybe not club based. So if we're doing a character project for Builders Club, and we really want the kids to gain great intrinsic motivation for supporting others, we want to make sure that we're doing it together. Not one week is this, and then the very next week you're bringing in cans, and then the following week you're bringing in toothpaste. And we really want to make sure that there's some learning involved in the giving as well. So you'll see that. And I'd love your feedback on it. That was just something that I saw as a parent. I was even as the principal, when I was sending out my updates, I was like, what do we give it? What are we doing this week? And I wanted to minimize that for our families and maximize the event for our kids, right? Communication is key. If you know me at all, you know that I ask you to start with your teacher first, ask you to start with wherever the issue is first. But if you have a question about anything, please do not let it fester. Call me, email me. I definitely answer over the weekends and the evenings, just because I don't like that feeling as a parent when I'm unsure of something at home. We are a late school, so I am here pretty late. Even if the office says the office is closed, try my extension 6400, because many evenings I'm here to 5:30, 6 o'clock, just catching up on things and getting ready for the next day. We still do a paper calendar and a paper newsletter. You'll hear the same themes over and over when it comes to instruction or events, but it's important to me that we continue to, keep that guide out for parents. But I do communicate a ton using Blackboard. So when you come in for parent information night, if you're not getting text messages or emails, or you're struggling to get on the portal, because everything is through the portal. I can't even change anything here at the building. I can just help you or guide you or give you that information. Also, that night, you'll be able to get your student's number. I know that's been a challenge for some of parents trying to get on the portal. You need your student number. My Tina is working diligently on that so that you have them. You get that sheet of paper too, so that you have it for your reference. Because we use Blackboard. I will use the email at least bi-weekly to give you an update. I use text for transportation issues that we may have. It's red day tomorrow, something that has to be last minute. Please note, I start every text with Clover ES. We did not realize as administrators when they were going out, our text messages, that it didn't say Frontier or Cloverbank. So if you receive a text that doesn't say Clover ES, you may have gotten that in error. That happened in August with drop off. Big Tree sent a message out, but it said BT on it. It was not. So when you're getting something, look and make sure it's the first thing I type, Clover ES hyphen. So, okay. Any questions? Like I said, I'm going to be here on Parent Information Night, both nights, to answer any of your questions. Just, I know I've harped about it. I've said it in every video. I've said it in every monthly newsletter, but notes are a challenge for us in the building. For just as a point of reference, we have one full-time secretary and two part-time secretaries, one that works in the morning and one that works in the afternoon. We get upwards of 100 notes daily, changing children's pickup time or way they're going home. 25% of those notes, I've been doing a little data just to see how I can do better by us, right? 25% of those notes are not correct. Now, listen, I realize people are very busy. And what I mean by not correct, they say things like, good morning, I'm picking up my daughter today. And that's it. It doesn't say, forgive me, the light turns on. It doesn't say like who I is, the note's not signed. It doesn't say who the daughter is. And so we need you to say your name, who you're picking up, preferably grade and teacher, and you need to sign it as well. Please refrain from sending notes that say grandpa is picking up without explaining who grandpa is or giving us a name, please. We've had quite a difficult beginning of the year with those kind of things, just challenging. And sometimes when we've called home, parents haven't been real happy to hear from us, but we're really just, I've said it before, I don't get a second chance when it comes to safety. So when it comes to, I don't like to have awkward conversations, but I will absolutely have them when it comes to ensuring that who's picking up is the right person and we're sending your child to the right place after school. So thank you in advance for that. And thank you for your support. Just a reminder, cafeteria payments, go use My School Bucks. It's much easier, but if you are sending something in, please make sure it's in an envelope. That's it. Buses have been going in a good rate, so we're doing okay. So I'll say this at the end, my promise to you, but we'll keep going. So in general, I'm not going to go through everything because you've been with me for a while, some of you, and some of you are new. If you have questions, let me know. Parent reference guide. This is going to go home. You can come pick it up at open house. What I would say to you is pull it out of your bag. If it has not come home yet, I usually send them home after open house. Pick one up at open house. Put this as a reference somewhere near the fridge so that if you have a question about something, you can go back and look at it. Okay. This year, something a little new. I'm not saying absolutely no to lunch visitation, but I will tell you, it's not open yet. We have very large lunches this year, very large, not large. We have some significant allergy issues and we just don't have the time or the place, if you will, for additional guests at lunch. Each year, less and less parents come, so I don't feel like it's that big of an issue to say that we would prefer no visitation for lunch. But if you would like to come visit for lunch, I would ask that you give me a call and we can talk it through as to the why. And we'll leave it there. Thank you. So your parents' reference book gives you all the important numbers, table of contents, if you will. Homeschool partnership is incredibly important for me. And I'm going to read my little line here. The partnership between school and home is crucial for providing the best educational setting for our students. Together, we create a learning environment that develops and challenge the abilities of our children. You were your child's first teacher. You know your children best. So we will always defer to you for your thoughts. There are legalities and things that we have to do here, in which I will explain that to you, but we always like to have that partnership. We love and appreciate purposeful volunteerism. If you're signing up to be a volunteer, thank you. And we ask that you do. We love having that homeschool connection. Like I said, I'm going to go through it. School hours here are 9:10 to 3:30. We start pickup at 3:25 just because of the line, and walkers are dismissed somewhere between 3:27 and 3:30 after announcements. Buses start as soon as the pickup and the walkers line are almost minimal, then we start the buses, and so the majority of the buses get here in time. Please note, if you are dropping your child off after 9:10, you have to walk your child in. They need to be signed in. Please don't park in the front of the building and send them up the walk and you watch them. They have to be signed in. Thank you in advance for that. Note, if you are dropping off in the morning, though, dropping off is a kiss and drop. And you're going to be like, well, Renee, you're talking out of both sides of your mouth. Not really. Kiss and drop in the small parking lot. There is 6 adults out there monitoring your children's safety. After 9:10, all those adults are inside, focused on your children in the building. There is no one assuring that your child makes it safely into the building. So we ask that parents walk you in, please. So on that same note, the building is open for children from 9:10 to 3:30. That's when we have those extended safety protocols. We have had an increase in the past couple of years of parents coming in after the children are here and hoping, I'm going to say demanding, to speak to somebody about an issue, whether it's the teacher, myself, the social worker. When we can, we will, but I think we can all agree that our focus between 9:10 and 3:30 are the children in the building. And so sometimes, unfortunately, we're not readily available for someone that's just coming in to say they need to speak to someone. If at all possible, give us a call so we can make an appointment, so I can assure that I'm going to be here. Send me an email. I'll try to get back to you right away. Or even give a call saying, I sent an email and I'm quite concerned. I'd like to come in today. It's just a very difficult and even awkward situation when a family member comes in and says, I need to see someone right away. Right away, when children are in the building, isn't always able to happen. And I thank you for understanding that and appreciating that our focus from 9:10 to 3:30 are on the children in the building. Attendance and tardiness. The state has some rules and we have to follow them. But I, as a mom who's had to go to travel hockey tournaments and who has to schedule dentist appointments too, I get it. We all get it. But as the principal, I can't say that being here is not important. The single most important, well, there's lots of importance, but one of the things when we're reviewing a child that may be struggling, one of the things that is a common thread is attendance or tardy. And I say that even for my own senior last year that chose to make tardy her middle name. Just get here, be here. And if you need help with that, don't hesitate to let me know. Also, we are continuing that New York State initiative where we are sending attendance letters home every 5 weeks. I'm not the parent, I'm the principal. And I'm here to support families for sure, 100%. You make decisions on what's best for your children. However, I still have to let you know that your child's attendance rate lies, if you will. So my intention in those letters is just to inform. That's all. And if you want to have a conversation about it, I welcome it. But my intention is just to inform and support. And I thank you again for that. Health guidelines. There's a whole section in here about the nurse. And again, those are guidelines. That's not the world according to Renee. That's the world according to New York State and the guidelines that we have to follow through on. Okay. Safety policy. Wow. We have a lot. We have put in, the district has worked diligently to support several very large safety initiatives that if you have questions about specifics, I will be here on Parent Information Night, many of which are pretty confidential, but I can have a conversation about them. I just choose not to put them on the video. Please note that I can answer those questions and enjoy talking about safety and the enhancements that we have put in place here at Cloverbank. Remember, notes, make sure they're clear and complete. Please, whoever you're sending in to pick up must have photo ID. This happened last week. It was a super awkward conversation, but they need to have photo identification to pick up a child. I'm going to say it 100 times in the video, but it's important. Please update that census. And please, if you know your child's being picked up by someone, like an aunt, an uncle, or grandpa, please, we call you if there's a concern. So if you see 926-1760, please answer. It's me just checking in. If there's a question about the pickup. Okay. Drop off and pick up is door 15. You know how that works. From kindergarten to 5th grade, if you are coming in before school or picking up after school, everything is through that small parking lot. The large parking lot is closed during the day for safety reasons and for efficient and safe bus dismissal. We actually moved one of our adults to the driveway to support and enhance that at arrival and dismissal times. School closing information comes through Blackboard for sure. We still use the TV. I don't know back in the day, we used to be super excited to watch for a snow day on the TV. But we do a Blackboard and I send a text, you know, if we're off of school that day, especially by 6:30 a.m. See, I'm just checking my notes, make sure I have everything. When there is inclement weather or we canceled after school activities, that is our after school activities. So Frontier Sports or drama, Cloverbank's drama club, those are canceled. If you take part in the after school program, That still, we would never do that to families. What they ask is you get here sooner than later, but that program is not canceled for after school activities, for that clarification. Allergies have increased in the past couple of years. So we really have been encouraging our families for birthday snacks to send in non-food, right? And also, please don't just send in food. We are not able to just be in receipt of food. We just aren't. Everything should go through the classroom teacher. But I had a family send in something the other day, and we can't just give it out during the day. We'll be thankful. We'll send it home for parents to decide if they want to give it to their children, but we cannot be in receipt of that. Parties and that kind of stuff, different. You go through your parent volunteers, and they'll tell you what they'll be accepting of or what's allowed in the classroom. But I just, I love, Cloverbank is second to none when it comes to supporting each other and their generosity. I just don't want someone's generosity to be looked at like we're not thankful. We are thankful. We're just held to those regulations and held to the, supporting our kids. So thank you in advance for that as well. And same with birthday invitations. Like, we can be that conduit for you, because we absolutely cannot give out students' information. We cannot. But if you're sending in invitations, it has to be for either all girls, all boys, or the entire class. Other than that, we can't do that. And please don't give them to your child to do, because then we'll be sending them back to you, because it's just not worked out right. You know how it goes. We talked about lunch in the cafeteria. The great news is we won that grant again. So breakfast and lunch are free. Many of our grade levels have kind of deferred a snack, because the kids are able to get free lunch or free breakfast in the morning, which alleviates, like, some of our kids are up early, and then that snack came into play if there was a late lunch. But with the allergies and the renewed focus, or we have a short time with the kids, and we're trying to make sure that we're doing everything that we can to help and support them. Snack sometimes takes a good amount of time. Listen, if your child's hungry, we're going to have a snack, and that's really class dependent. I guess what I'm saying is that take advantage of the free lunch and free breakfast, because that's supportive and helpful as well, in a very a good atmosphere in the cafeteria. We talked about payment options, that we have those rules and regulations. There's a whole section on health services and what is provided, and the health office number, the procedure, the notes when your child comes back. That is all in here. Please take a moment to review it. I'm not going to read it to you, but please do. Transportation, I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I am legally required to send your child home on a bus unless I receive a note. So please note that if we don't have clarification, the child will go home on the bus, okay? Now, our transportation times are pretty consistent, especially being the last tier, the last building that has dismissal. But if there should be an issue, and there sometimes is, especially weather, I will communicate that to you via Blackboard, text, again, Clover ES, and then I'll let you know what's going on. A couple of years ago, we stopped using trip numbers and just went bus numbers. So we will stick with those bus numbers as well. I've already gone over door 15 in daily parent pickup. You'll be asked for photo ID. We open the door. We ask you just to come up those couple steps, hand to hand with your child, and right back out the door. We still have children in the building, so we do not allow parents past that stairwell. And I thank you in advance for that. Early dismissal, if you're coming to pick your child up because they have an appointment, you're going somewhere, that's through the front door. You come in, you show photo ID, we'll call for your child, and then they'll come meet you, and then you'll exit through that same main door. We talked about the notes. We talked about, like anything else, there's school bus guidelines. Next thing is just like school rules. We talk about this at Clover Club. I've been in classrooms, the social worker and counselor have been in classrooms, and we had family meetings last week, just kind of going over. I talked about a strong foundation, being proactive, intrinsically motivating our students to want to be better and do better for each other. Our expectations to be respectful, be responsible, be safe, and be your best. There are consequences. Listen, if I have to see a child in my office, I can assure you that there is something to it. And if I'm calling home, I've done my best. I may not call you the first time out, because everybody has the opportunity to kind of make a mistake. We peer mediate, we apologize to each other, and we move on. If I think there needs to be further intervention, I absolutely will give you a call. If you know me, if kids are in here for that reason, other than just to apologize, right, or clarify a situation, I'll give you a call. If my son is in the principal's office, I want to know. So that's how I kind of go about it with you. We do spend a lot of time, though, on peer mediation. I found post-COVID, one of the biggest, punishments, I hate to say that as a punishment, that I found that was children looking at each other in the eye and apologizing and shaking hands. And that's a life lesson, right? Apologizing is a life lesson that I hope we are teaching our children here at Cloverbank. So that happens a good amount of time here at Cloverbank. Like I said, that apologizing, admitting a mistake, and growing from it is what we're hopeful for. It's what we all want, right? That's what I want for my own kids. I said, if I'm coming home, sorry, I'm note taker because I'm a talker. I love to talk. Parent-teacher communication is key. Please start with the teacher. Please, 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 please. Call me, email me. Say, if you want to say, I talked to the teacher, but I want you to be aware, that's fine. But my first step is to always talk to the teacher first. The single most important relationship in the success of a student is those amongst the adults in a school building. That's why I believe or comply with so many of our parent requests, because that homeschool connection is everything. If you respect the person that is teaching your child and they feel like you believe in them, the sky's the limit for your child and for us as a community. So please start with them. I talked already about the just showing up. I just don't want that awkward conversation for you. And I want you to feel heard, and I want you to feel supported, and I want you to feel like we get where you're coming from. The second is cell phones and smartwatches. Very, very intrusive. Now I get it. I had a 5th grader that used to go home and let himself in the house, and I needed to know that he was home safe. So if you are allowing your child to have a cell phone, please, please reiterate that it should be off when they get on the bus and off in school. I say that because we have had issues, and each year just a few more issues with children taking pictures of other children. That's not okay. Not at all. And there will be swift and immediate consequences for that because, if you need to talk to your child, certainly call me. I will go get them for you. It's a sticky wicket, if you will. And I'm trying to be respectful of our families, our children, but also protect the other children because they didn't ask to be in a video or a picture. And so that's a fine line for me that we'll navigate on a case-by-case basis. Also be mindful of smartwatches. I have one. You'll notice sometimes I'm doing this. It's a challenge. I get it. We've had kids in the middle of a class answer, "Hello, hey mom." That's we're here for instruction, right? And so that can disrupt instruction. If you need your children, don't hesitate to give me a call, and I will absolutely support in that communication, please. But just be mindful of the watches and the phones. Thank you. Any questions, call me. We talked about school communication, eSchool, Blackboard, the text message and emails, and the Google Suite. We are a one-to-one school district. Thank you very much to our taxpayers. Each student is assigned a Chromebook they have in kindergarten that follows them to 12th grade. I mean, they get upgraded as they get to the middle and the high school, but they receive a device. K and 1 and how they use that device looks different than 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. And I defer to my teaching staff on parent information night to explain to you exactly the guidelines and when they're used and if they're coming back and forth to school. What you do need to know is that we are a one-to-one district. Each student is assigned an encrypted email address that they'll have from K to 12. That does stick with them. And that each classroom teacher is required to have a Google Classroom. And that is where it's like a landing page for parents where things will be loaded, instructional initiatives, all kinds of links, apps for you to visit as requested. Like I said, 4th and 5th grade, what their Google Classroom looks like compared to kindergarten is very different. So your teacher will go through that. And everything that you need, every instructional app that your student needs is through ClassLink. And your teacher will go through how children can log on. The littles have a QR code they hold up that automatically logs them in. The older kids, they're so good, so much better than I am at it. And again, I defer to my teachers. But again, I'll be in the foyer if you have any questions about any of those things. Okay. The parent portal. I'm sure you've seen a renewed push from the district for families to log in and use it. And we will, the technology use form is on there, the census review is on there, the do not photo is on there. We're doing that because what happens sometimes in the transition from elementary to middle and the middle to high school is if you're not using that portal, you're missing information as the kids get older. So we want to make sure we're setting our families up for success as well. Therefore, we're pushing more of that paper stuff you may have gotten in the past onto the portal so that you're comfortable logging onto the portal to review information, make changes, and see how your children are doing. Grades look different down here than they do at the middle and the high school. But I'm not doing families like you're a Clover family from kindergarten to 12th grade. I say that to my seniors when they come back, right? I was just at high school open house last night and talking to families about transitions to middle school and high school. You're still our kids. And I want to make sure I'm setting you, my Cloverbank families, up for success in kindergarten, 5th grade, but 7th grade, in 9th grade. And so we're trying to do our best to help and support our families log on and get comfortable with the portal. Okay. The last thing that's in this parent reference book is like our directory of teachers, extensions to get a hold of teachers, and all of our instructional staff, I should say. Please keep in mind during the day from I think it's 8:30 to 4:30, the phones automatically go to voicemail except for the office. So if it's urgent, hit 0 or 6400, that's me, and you'll get the office. But other than that, it's going to go to voicemail. New York, we still partake, of course, New York State assessments. The calendar is in there. It's your right to choose. Again, I respect parents and your right to choose. What I need you to respect me is just the timeline about it. Handing in, if you're going to opt out of a 3, 4, 5 test, just if you can, I'll send you plenty of warning to opt out in that timely fashion. It puts us all at a disadvantage if I'm getting opt-out notes in the morning. And we really want it to be a very calming atmosphere for kids that are testing. Okay. The last thing is that intervention. It's the first thing I started with. That intervention team, that multi-tiered system supports. It's the first thing I talked about when it came to our instructional initiatives. But I want you to know that we're making great choices for your children. We have a whole dynamic team that assesses and supports your children, guides and extends them as needed. And for our kids that are doing really well, also challenges them with our enrichment team. Please note it's not a question of if, it's when. And I mean that from our math specialists, our reading specialists, to our social worker and counselors. Each one of us are working really hard to ensure that our children, that we're educating the whole child, right? That they feel safe and secure, that they can be the best that they can be here at school. And all of their names are here for your reference. So I talked about a ton, and I'm sure I missed a ton, but I want to make sure that I've had the opportunity to kind of introduce you, welcome you to another school year. We're looking forward to a great year doing big things. It's an amazing place, Cloverbank Elementary School. I am thankful every single day that I drive into the building. I went here. I'm an alumni. I feel like I never really left, and I chose to live here because Frontier is an incredibly special place. But we may have some challenges. We may have to have conversations that are unsettling, and that's okay. That's okay. I want you to feel like you can come and talk to us. But what I do want you to know, and my promise to you, and that's what I want to end with, is that forgive me if I cry, we will love your child. Absolutely. We will love your child, and we will treat them as our own because we are a family here at Cloverbank. That's not just a tagline. That's truly how we feel. And we will work in partnership. Like I said before, you are your child's first teacher, but communication is key. So please call us if you have any concerns. I look forward to seeing you next week for Parent Information Night. You will have some more information that's going home today, a reminder, also a calendar reminder for Monday. And I look forward to meeting you or seeing you again. I hope for an amazing school year. And I thank you in advance. I said this to our kindergarten parents. I say this to our parents all the time. Thank you for the unbelievable privilege that we have of being a small part of your child's educational journey. We never take that unbelievable gift for granted. And we thank you. So with that, thanks for listening to me, and I will see you next week. Have a wonderful evening.
Hello, my name is Andrea Ruski, and I'm the school psychologist here at Cloverbank Elementary School.
My name is Danielle McDonald, and I'm the school social worker.
I'm Melissa Bruckle, the school counselor.
Together, we are the Student Services Support Team.
We work together to help students in all grade levels who may be experiencing social, emotional, or academic challenges.
We are able to respond to crisis situations, short-term counseling needs, and long-term issues that may require special education support.
We also push in and do full class lessons on social emotional learning and run Clover Club character education once a month.
We can be reached by contacting the main office and are available to answer questions for all teachers and parents so that our students are able to access and enjoy all of the wonderful experiences that will be part of their Cloverbank journey.
Hi, I'm Carly Morris.
And I'm Michelle Kennedy.
And I'm Christine Mazguy, and we're the speech language pathologists here at Cloverbank. As speech therapists, our role is to help students with a wide variety of communication issues.
These issues include articulation, receptive and expressive language, fluency, and social language skills.
We can be found working with students one-on-one, in small group settings, in the speech therapy room, or in the classroom.
Hi, I'm Miss Tracy. I'm the OT here at Cloverbank, and this is our wonderful OT-PT room. As you can see, this is our gross motor area where we have lots of fun. And then over here we have our fine motor stations and a nice writing station in the back. So yeah, so we like to make our sessions fun and then do a little work and then go back to more fun. So yes, I look forward to this year with your darlings.
Hi, my name is Ms. Kazmarski, and I will be the math TA for 4th and 5th grade. I will be providing extra support in the classroom during math instruction.
Here is Jen Lavelle.
Hi, I'm Jackie Gao.
Hi, and I'm Kelly Muldowney, and we are the reading department. We look forward to working with all the kids in the building. Have a great year.
Heather Skelly.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Hoskin.
Hi, I'm Julie Zeb. We're the math department at Cloverbank, and if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call.
Hi, my name is Noreen Sassana, and I am the Science Enrichment and STEAM teacher here at Cloverbank. I so look forward to working with all of your children.
Hi, my name is Sue Hilton, and I am the Academic Intervention Specialist for Writing here at Cloverbank Elementary. I work with the 4th and 5th grade students to help them improve their writing skills and to help them become more confident writers. I am looking forward to seeing all that they will accomplish this year.
Hi, I'm Allie Dubell.
And I'm Jackie Dubill.
I teach 4th and 5th grade band.
And I teach 4th and 5th grade orchestra.
Students playing instruments will meet for one 30-minute small group lesson every week.
And there will also be large group ensembles.
We look forward to working with your children.
Hello, my name is Scott Panfil. I'm the general music and chorus teacher here at Cloverbank. In general music, in the classroom here, we sing, we dance, we play games, we play instruments, we talk about the elements of music and the building blocks of music to help build our music understanding. In chorus, in 4th and 5th grade, we get together and rehearse 3 or 4 songs, working in harmonies and multiple parts, and focus on singing together, getting ready for a performance in the winter and a performance in the spring. If you have any questions, you can reach me at my email or at mrpanfil.com, and I'm really excited for a great year. I hope you have a great year. Thank you.
Hello from Cloverbank Phys Ed. I'm Mr. Prochnow.
I'm Mr. Coronado.
And I'm Mr. Ken.
If you need to get a hold of us throughout the year, you can get a hold of us through your email. See you at the gym.
Hi, I'm Nick Gallardo, I'm our teacher here at Cloverbank Elementary. This year we're going to be working on artists both past and present while using a variety of materials. Have a great year.
Hello, Cloverbank families. Library have long been the heart of our community, and Cloverbank's library is no exception. As we embark on another school year, it's essential to recognize the unique role that libraries play in our children's development and learning. First and foremost, Cloverbank Library is a gateway to knowledge. It offers a vast collection of books, digital resources, and educational materials that cater to every age and interest. Whether your child is passionate about science, literature, or history, the library provides tools they need to explore those interests further. But libraries are more than just a collection of books. They are spaces that encourage curiosity and creativity. We are so excited for this school year and can't wait to see your student in the library.